I'm in. Drag me, good sir.
I have to drag you still? What is this?
I didn't have any
Bro,
other things available. What's
secret
good? What's good?
access. There you go, dude. You've got the super cool secret access now, dude.
Hell yeah. Thank you. What's
You
happening,
OG,
fellas?
dog. What up?
Oh, I be chilling. I be dead, but you know, I be chilling.
You're dead? Wake up. Grab a brush and put a little makeup.
Yup. Nah, dude, work today kind of killed me. I had to do a pretty big project on a deadline that I didn't realize needed to be done today, you know, because nobody told me that it needed to be done today, which would have been nice 3 weeks ago when they brought it up. But, you know, when I asked, hey, you know, they said, oh, we'll check on it. And then my fault for not following up, I guess. But damn.
My
Sounds like a
bad,
your
Quim.
fault type of situation.
That's what I'm saying. Exactly.
Why didn't you read their minds, amateur? This guy.
Couldn't be me.
Couldn't be me. I read their minds.
I
Just
mean,
kidding.
see, you
I
guys got to
never
teach me. You
overperform.
got to teach me the way. You got to teach me the way.
Are you ready to fish? Dude, it's a totally normal fishing
Yes.
game.
Yes. Actually, let me flip my Discord from push to talk one.
Yeah, I figured we just talk in Discord. We don't gotta use the in-game.
Yeah, no. Sometimes
real
with
point.
Discord though, like if I'm in like a massive like group, I'll use like push to talk in Discord rather than push to mute, just because it's easier.
Oh yeah.
I be streaming. I don't know if he told you.
Yeah.
Yeah, he
Okay.
knows.
Yeah.
I told him.
He told me. He told me
Yeah.
to
I
use
told
every
him
slur under the sun.
Slur Saturday was
Cut
3 days ago, so he's got to be good today.
Yeah.
I'll behave.
No, you're good. I honestly, that's the cool thing that Twitch does is like you really can't get. I mean, I'm sure there's some things that would go above and beyond, but like if somebody says something like that I'm playing with, it doesn't come back to me. So
Yeah, it's not like
Yeah. You want to host? Who's hosting?
I didn't host yesterday, so I don't know how to
I'll
go
host.
all about that, but I'm down for whatever.
Daddy. Oh, there's difficulty settings now. We'll just stay
Yeah,
default.
they updated it today.
Nah, bro, put that shit all the way up.
All the
If
way
you
up?
guys if you guys beat the game in 2 hours and me and Tito and Spence beat the game in like 2 hours, yeah, send that shit, bro. We're
We
gonna
had
make this
4 as
hard.
well.
Oh, you did have 4 yesterday? Okay.
Yeah.
Once you upgraded the guns at the end, I feel like it was GG's. Like
the fish on the final island are just worth so much money.
yes, yep,
Make
agreed.
sure I don't invite the wrong people here. Oh, you got to go online, big boy.
Gotcha. Mr. was offline a second ago.
I was offline a second ago. You were.
Me too. Don't worry. By default, it's offline.
Everyone always gives me
Hey,
shit
bro.
for it. I'm like, I get
Did you ever
friend requests.
did you ever tan, bro? What the hell? How do you got that big ass reach, man? Man's got he's a boxer. He's a pro boxer.
Ease him up. Ease him up. Ease him up.
What's up? Put him down.
Yo, what up, Gak? How we doing? Welcome in.
Put him down. Come here, bitch. You fuck.
Bro, you ever hear of like going outside and tanning, bro? You're what, pasty as hell.
What do you mean, dude? This is my first time outside ever.
Bro, is the sunscreen. Oh, that's how we got to get money originally.
Bro, it doesn't turn in any of the clams. Instantly buys a fishing. Okay, dude.
Oh, and it's not even for y'all because it's a motherfucking dripper. Come here, boy. Hey. No. Yeah, get the boat.
Where the fuck did he go?
Where'd he go?
Oh, he's back here.
He's in the front. He's in the front.
No, you didn't even kill him. You're useless.
Casper over here. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, get shook. He throat that one.
Hey, yo.
Hold up.
Okay, wait. Oh, so we buy. Oh, hot dog is the. Oh, okay, okay.
That's the bait, yeah.
Is
Yeah,
the
get
knife worth it
shook,
at this
buddy.
level? Oh, $45.
Oh, he's running. He's running. Get back here, boy. I'm fucking. Get back here. Oh, I got him. Don't worry, not even close. I'm not getting the brass knuckles. They were buns.
You know about speed clicking to real, right? Because my dumbass didn't read yesterday.
Oh, yeah, left click. Yeah, yeah.
Speed clicking. I don't know why I called it that. Like we're fucking on games done quick or something.
Good shit.
I
Good shit.
mean,
Good teamwork.
kind of. It's
Yeah.
much easier than just letting it reel in. I was watching people play yesterday and they weren't doing it, and I was like, I'm not like being a backseater with like 200 people in chat. I was just like,
Yeah.
I was like, nah,
Those
bro.
those are the things you want to backseat on, though. Something that the streamer is going to be like, "Oh, thank God you told me that."
Yeah, fair. I mean,
I will backseat on like if you that for because I had a buddy who I played with and he's like I can't catch any of the fish. With the other rods, you have to reel it in slowly and then
oh,
what the fuck did he do?
where'd it
Oh,
go? Where'd it go?
You have to
he gone.
yep.
He's gone.
Oh,
Yeah,
he's
with the other
got
rods you have
sent,
to
man.
reel in slowly until you catch a fish. If it just sits out there, you're probably
Oh,
not gonna catch
yes.
anything.
Yeah, yeah. You have to reel it in order to get it. I did notice that as well. So, yeah.
Yeah.
Piece him
Where are you
up.
going? Where are you going? Alright, I'll get the first knife. I got it, guys. Don't worry about it.
Dude, you can't
Nice.
cast this rod anywhere compared to the other ones.
Oh, that's I thought
Yes.
I thought it was just me. Wait, I have the good creature. Like the
Here,
fancy
bring him here.
creature.
I got a knife.
Gamble him.
Shake him, shiv him.
Piece
There
him
you
up.
go.
Piece him up. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Wait, we can
Yeah.
gamble here already? Yes. All right, all right. Big
Bleh,
money, big money, big money, big money.
bleh.
Give me a
Look
knife
away.
skin, give me a knife skin, give me a knife skin. Brass knuckles.
Ewy.
You thought. You thought.
Oh, the knives. I think the knife is kind of
I
worth
thought
it.
she was lagging.
You can max it. It gets to 120 at the final island, but
Yes, it's much better
can we
than the.
can we cook here or no?
No.
You
Oh,
can't cook
can you
till
cook
the
on
third
the
island.
boat fire? Are you sure?
Yeah, I tried. You can't cook them until the third island, unfortunately.
Third island, damn.
Yep.
I just gotta sit
That
here and eat
clam was
these.
not clammed.
Dude looks like a ghost from Halloween Town.
What the hell, guys? I try to make this as close to myself as possible.
You know what? I believe that.
Let me see. The hair doesn't really matter. The
Yeah, the
helmet
hair.
makes sense. The helmet makes sense.
Yeah, that's why I don't lick the windows.
Yeah, we know you do.
They taste good?
Depends the window.
Depends how recently it was cleaned. Kind of dust we got
Glass
on
tastes
there.
better than plexiglass. I like them race car windows. They taste like
Come on,
America.
give me some
Damn
good.
it,
Give me
I
some
threw my
good.
crab to Narnia.
Go, go,
Oh,
go, big
legendary,
money.
but it's for brass
Ooh,
knuckles.
nice. Hell yeah.
I hate the brass knuckles. Ooh, free food.
Have you guys figured out how the bait works? Like sometimes I don't use bait, sometimes I do use bait.
You just gotta
Yes,
buy. It's like I don't think it
So
takes it every time, but
Yeah, it's like
Yeah.
a RNG.
And
You get RNG'd on it.
yeah. Get the fucking lobster. He's worth a lot. No, 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 no.
This guy doesn't want to take this crab.
Oh, my fault, my fault. I think
What
you
the hell?
punched.
That's
Yeah,
a
you got
glitch.
me a couple times.
What the fuck? Your arm's reaching all the way out here for it.
Oh my
Drop it
glitch.
again.
Oh, bro, look at it. It's flying through the air right now, all
Oh
the
my
way out
god,
that
it's in
way.
Africa.
Am I glitched? I might be glitched. We'll see.
Bro, look at where you just sent it.
You know? Hey, let's go.
This
For
is
drippy.
skadoosh. Let's pull this
Hey,
up.
when you get rich, I know how to cheese drippers, by the way.
The Tempur-Pedic breed.
Oh,
Wait,
Boreal
really?
Forest skin, dude? Look at this shit. You're
Look,
jealous.
a real ghost.
Look at that aura.
Damn.
Sweat box.
Aura. Look at this shit. Look at this shit. Yeah, on the like the.
Yeah, I got you a present. Wait here.
We could always come back here and try to get all the skins because each machine has different skins. I don't know if you noticed that.
I'm watching you in a movie right now,
Okay.
Skadoosh.
Hell yeah. Still getting paid from that. If you didn't know.
So, did you know that sea monkeys are actually shrimp?
This guy's slacking. Beat him up.
No. Keep going.
Did you mean to drop your knife, Skadoosh?
Did you know?
Yeah, I was giving my homie a $5,000
for the back of the knee?
M9 bayonet emerald 00001. I can't fucking stand you. Bro.
No,
No, not the crabs up there.
You can get up there. Hold on.
That is Skadoosh for sure.
You can get up there. I just won't let me jump right now. I've done it before.
Wait, how'd you get it up there?
Well, he
Wait,
threw our
what?
knife to Narnia, or your knife to
Bro, I
Narnia.
would never.
Wait, you can throw things? Oh, you can.
Yeah, you hold Q.
Oh.
Look at your head. Let me. Oh,
I already have it.
boost me, boost me.
I already have it.
Here you go, Jay.
Ooh.
5,000 US dollars right there.
Ooh. Ooh. Wait, that's clean, actually. Wait, the green on the green, I'm not gonna lie.
The emerald? No.
Yeah, piece them up.
Thank you for the knife, good sir.
You're welcome.
One time when I modded for a specific streamer who we don't name, he was playing fast, kept asking me questions on how to play, and the person he was playing with said I kept backseat gaming. I think if somebody asks you,
pass as far, so it's harder.
Yeah,
Jay, you know how to cheese
like the whole
drippers?
Yeah, how?
Come here real quick. You cast out, and then just reel in. When you get a creature, just right click it, and it drops that creature, and you can just spam different creatures until you get a drippy. Just let it sink. Call it, drop it. Let it sink again. Call it, drop it. It costs a bait every time you drop it, though.
Oh. No,
Not
I'm at
always,
3 still.
but
Oh,
the
got one.
majority-
I got one. I
majority
got
of
one.
Yeah, there you go.
The method works.
Like somebody's AFK and you can just farm some drippies or something.
Bang, 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 bang. Knife skin.
Bang.
Ooh. Wait, look at that's kind of sick. Not gonna lie. Check out my knife.
Damn, he got the checker Joan.
the fact that there's roulette, a gamble mechanic where you get different skins, and you can fish with guns. This is the perfect game, bro. Honestly.
They know what they're doing.
Hey, Drippy, Drippy, come here, buddy. Oh, it's a lobster. He's gonna get away. Psych. Yeah. Big money, big money.
Yo, chill, chill.
Ew.
By the way, you can't do it with this one because with the crabs, you don't have to reel it in, so you can just keep. Oh, and I dropped one.
I dropped one yesterday, dude. Wait, I dropped my knife too.
It's right. It's back here. It's back here.
Oh.
I was like, why is there a knife on the ground?
Oh, get over here.
Oh, I got another one.
Yeah.
No one defended me when they said I was asking questions.
Good thing he's an idiot. He ran the wrong way. Come on, give me a good knife skin game. No,
It's
I
too
already
bad.
have that.
Sometimes you gotta stick up for yourself. But also, welcome. Oh, you already got? Oh, you got brass knuckles. Wait, so it's only knives and brass knuckles here? Oh, come on, come on, come on.
Yeah.
Yes.
What'd you get? What'd you get?
Every island, when you unlock new stuff, you get the stuff that you
Hold on, hold on. No. Got him. You got the emerald?
No.
Hey! Oh no. Force DD pad.
Can't.
This guy doesn't Counter-Strike.
I'm not a Counter Striker. You would be correct, sir.
Clearly, he's not a nerd.
Wait, I do have that. Wait, how? I have the emerald one now that you gave me the emerald one. Is that how that works?
You could skin it for other people. Like if you give me your knife and I have a skin, I could. Skin
No, but
he can wait. He's cycling through it with the emerald though.
So maybe you had it. You got it yesterday, possibly.
No, I think you just got it.
Oh, you must have.
I don't know if I had any knife skins yesterday. Maybe.
Come on, give me good luck again, dude. The same one. I'm getting skamazed. I bought brass knuckles on accident.
Yeah, you just got that, Jay. I just rewinded your stream. You already had the camo one. You just got the emerald.
Oh, I just got the emerald one? Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, we'll take that.
You're gonna say, legit, give me all your knife skins.
Wait, so that
Wait, we
means
got
that you
another drip?
do have, yeah, right, yeah. So you do keep your skins, hell yeah. Yep, they know what they're doing for sure in this game.
Yeah, you do.
Oh yeah. Come on, man. Keep getting. What's it called? Brass knuckle skins. I want the ruby skin for the knife.
This is a place to get the knife skins though, because you only have like you have a 50% chance of getting it.
Yeah.
Yeah, this
Because there's nothing else.
Come on. Big money, big money.
What do we have to do
Oh,
here?
come on. It's a third. Get the beer can and then you give it to him. He gives you a crushed up one. And then you can fight the king
Oh,
crab.
Sent that thing, bro. Oh, there's that king crab on this already? Oh, man.
I think we
How far
both.
did you get yesterday? Or did you join mid game?
I joined at like the third island on with the homies, yeah.
Oh, sick. You get the full experience. Oh, fuck,
another fucking legendary, but it's brass knuckles.
Is it worth it to sharpen or no?
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
Yeah.
Especially for this island, I mean.
Because it's your only weapon, basically.
Yeah.
I think we all get a sharpen and we go for them.
I'm up to 20 or 18, something like
We should
that.
get some food too, though.
Oh, yeah, good comms. Can I eat the crab?
Yeah.
Yeah. You can eat anything.
Nom, nom, nom. Oh, wait, the
Pretty
crab
much.
gives you way more than the...
Yeah.
Yeah, towards the end, I was just shooting seagulls and cooking them. Drippy!
Got a drip on no bait. I'll take it.
Come on. Come on. Big money, big
Oh,
money.
I got drip on
big
no bait
money!
too. Let's go.
Come on, legendary knife skin. Oh,
A
I'll
drip
take
of
it.
brown. Ooh, wait, that's not bad. That's a cool one. Come on, 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 come on. Oh, bro, that knife was that knife would have been so cool.
I want to get that one. All right, we're gonna be here for a minute. I want to get that one. That one was sick.
That was super. That was like it was like gold shimmer. Like it was so nice. Wait, I got a shrimp.
Yeah, I'm eating this one.
I got the little shrimp. Actual size.
Dude, that thing's massive.
Oh, I got a color. Wait, maybe just using the. Wait, I got a drippy shrimp. Drip shrimp. Come on, drip shrimp. Give me.
Oh, I got one too.
Oh. Come on, come on, come on,
Get
come on,
him.
come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on.
Ewy.
Wait, can you get additional skins? Is that how that? Like you can't get double. You can't get doubles.
You can, which sucks.
Oh, you can. Okay.
I wish you couldn't. I think I need a bait. So. Come here,
oh my god! Wait, dude, using no bait is kind of low key the method.
I think you have a really low chance of getting.
I call like 3 of the drippy ones.
For sure.
Bang! Green knuckles.
Huge.
Wait, it's lower on drippy? I feel like I have like a higher catch chance on it.
I don't know. Maybe I'm getting unlucky. Right now,
I
I'm
must
not
be
getting
getting unlucky.
drippies. I'm getting no drippies on both.
I've been stealing them all. My fault. I'll leave a couple for you guys.
You thief. Oh my god, dude. I've gone through like almost 10 bait and no drippy.
Same on default bait though, so I'm not really losing anything. What the fuck am I doing on your screen, Jay?
He's in it. He's in it.
Oh shit, I'm hitting that shit, dude. It's the pipe keeping me balanced.
Yeah,
his third leg keeping him on the dock, bro.
No way. I got when he got stuck on the dock and then just fell right back into the water.
Oh,
Ooh, okay, got another one. Come on.
Maybe it's like a lower chance when you kind of like cheese it. Cause I feel like it was like
Oh,
first cast every
dude.
time.
So close.
I've fucking dropped 3 drippies now by accident.
Come on, Mr. Brown Crab, give.
Got another one.
Oh, I
Another
was like, where the hell,
dripperino.
bro? Get in the. Play my slots. Oh, bro, same brass knuckles
Candy
again.
cane
It's like
on.
4 times. It's because I cheesed I cheesed the creature.
Okay. Yeah.
That's sick.
Yeah, that's pretty sick. Definitely had my
Hey,
gloves.
it's got the same one.
Matching.
Wait, what'd you guys get?
Purple.
Like
Oh,
It's-
nice.
purple checkered.
Did you ever play Gary's mod?
I've heard of it. I have not played it though.
No.
I don't
It's like
think this guy's a
Roblox, right?
source
Kind of.
enjoyer.
It's like the missing texture.
Wasn't really a gamer growing up, but
Loser.
yeah.
Imagine being cool when you were younger. I was a loser the whole time.
LARP.
Having a LARPer. Yeah, it's true.
My fault.
I remember when going into COD lobbies and top fragging was easy, dude.
Right?
I just remember talking mad shit in COD lobbies. Modern Warfare 2 on the Xbox 360.
Yep.
I had to go to my
Completely
friend's
the
house
one
because my
word
mom
video
wouldn't
game.
buy me Xbox Live,
Yeah.
so probably for the best.
Do you guys want to do the?
I used to get a gear for Christmas every year.
Oh, damn, hell yeah.
Do you guys want to do the boss?
I'm
Let's
down.
do it. I'm ready.
What's max? Do you know what max whatever is for the knife?
Sharpen like 30. I think it's after you spend the $30 one.
Oh, 30. Okay.
All right, here comes the boss.
Boss. COD makes me motion sick. Have you tried turning off motion blur? Or
This guy fucks you up though.
Ow, ow, I'm dead.
Oh, he's dead. He's dead. He's dead. I'm coming. No.
Oh, the
Oh
bird!
no, dude, he got you so fast. I don't have you. I don't even have a gun. How do I get you?
I know. You pray.
Ease him up. Oh fuck. Oh fuck. Oh fuck. Oh fuck.
yeah, I probably should have said get up.
There's a forklift in the water. No, I'm gonna screenshot this and send it to you. This is crazy. Whenever the bird
He's
brings me
dazed.
back over.
Oh, he got me.
Oh, he cooked me,
no.
man. Oh.
Oh, we're all dead. Alright, well. I'm gonna get your shit back. Where's my purple knife right there? Come over here. Come to this backside. Look at this. Backside of the
Is that
island.
my
Look,
fishing rod all the way out there? Oh no, that's yours.
Look at this.
There is a forklift in the water right here.
Yeah. Alright, well, time to eat some clams. Clams Casino.
My fishing rod's fucking gone.
Dude, I
Alright,
think
who's getting
all
us
of them are. Look at, they're way over there on the water.
Alright, start fishing money for us again so we can do the boss. Hopefully this time I don't get two-pieced instantly.
Well, this one isn't money. Sorry. Gamba. It was trash. I just sold it. Do you get more money for the drip fishes?
I don't know.
That's a good question.
I've never sold one.
The little fish on the last island, and you shoot them with the sniper for the headshot, get you like 17K.
Yeah, same with
Yeah,
the
but you
eels.
gotta.
If you 360 no scope them, it's like 20.
Yeah, you got a 360 no scope them.
Wait, that's a thing?
Yeah, yeah, that's how you get more money.
Oh yeah. We're phase clanners around these parts. All right, you guys ready for the boss? Everyone pick up some clams. Whoever has a fishing rod, take the empty beer can.
Am I the only one with a rod right now?
I bought a radar, so don't buy one.
Yeah, we only got $1.
We need money for the can though.
No, over here. This guy.
Oh,
Stupid. Take it from his hand. Dumbass.
boss coming.
Bring him. I'm ready to shiv and shank.
Ah! Hit him! Piece him up!
I can't.
Oh my
Okay, wait till,
god!
wait till
Oh.
he's stunned. No, no. Back away, back away. Oh, yep. That hurt.
Got me. Yeah, slap me up.
Bro, he be fucking hitting that shit.
What's up? What's up? Oh, yeah, we're fucking him up now. Give me the clams. Give me the clams.
Oh, he's cooked. He's cooked.
Oh.
He flying
Oh my god,
crab.
what's that?
Oh, I'm dead. I'm dead.
Oh, I'm dead too.
Two dead. Two
Oh,
dead. Two dead.
nice.
Good, good,
Clutch.
good, good.
Oh, so clutch.
What's
Oh, he fucking 360 no scoped me.
You're dead again? No? He's stunned. He's stunned. Get him. Finish him.
Yes!
Yes!
Oh, too easy.
Get shook.
Selling this shit.
Can't really do first person games in general.
It's free
Have you
months.
have you tried wearing like blue light glasses or
There's a meat in the
something?
boat.
Saving that for later, you know.
I give this to him, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, we got the key to the streets.
You guys want a golden boat or like you guys want a lollipop boat?
Yeah, get shook.
I think it's this way, but someone's gonna have to direct me.
Oh.
Oh, here. Go ahead.
I'm gonna need someone to lock it in.
A little bit north by northwest, sir.
Okay, yes, sir.
All right, perfect. We're on that way.
I'm just looking behind me, so let me know if you need to turn around. Hey, stop that.
I'm gonna jump with the waves. Whee!
He's doing
Used to
it.
do
He's
that as
doing
a
it.
kid. You float. Whee!
Saw someone playing this earlier this morning on TikTok. There was like, wait. We lost a passenger. He's got no life jacket. All right. There was like 75 people playing this right now or watching it on Twitch. So I don't even know how many people are playing it. Like,
he sold 2 million copies in the first day.
2 million. Holy.
On
For
Steam.
$5, bro. Why not? Like,
yeah, that's what I'm saying, dude. This has been as my third play.
Hey, let's make a game, dude. I'm telling you. I'm telling you, dude.
Is it one guy or was it a team?
There's 2. Oh, I watched the credits. There's 2 developers and same developers are the artists. The only thing they didn't do is the music.
Wow. Set for life. Grandkids set for life.
And like English and like language and shit, but obviously.
Oh yeah, dude. All you need is like nowadays a friend stop game like this to just go super viral. And then I mean like right now, the Burnt Peanut's playing it too. So
you literally
like,
play it, throw Peanut, 5 bands to play it, and you're good.
You need to make it dumb enough he'll play it eventually anyway. It's just a shtick.
Yeah, exactly.
Don't forget to buy the inventory increase.
Oh, good comms.
Let's go fishing. All right, I'm gonna give her 2. Don't take her thing because we'll get messed up. Give me her 2 leeches.
Oh, 2
there's
cast, no
guns
creatures?
available. Nice.
Okay, 3 cast, no creatures is crazy. Hello?
You don't know what you're doing. I come. Look at this guy.
Oh, y'all bought the new rod. I don't have enough money for the new rod. I don't want to catch anything.
$3. Here you go.
Why do I have a leech? I have a leech on me. I have a leech on me.
Eat it. It's just food. It's like the clams on the other island.
Oh, okay. I thought it was sucking my blood. You must smooch. Oh, we can't cook stuff yet, can we?
You can't catch anything on the fucking old rod. Can't cast far enough.
No, it's only a crab one. You have to get the new fishing rod.
Okay. And my
Ooh,
rod
good
matches
fish.
me.
Okay.
Hey, yo.
Okay.
No girth.
White.
So,
Girthy.
yes.
Yes.
I got tiger
Indeed.
tooth. I got tiger tooth.
Ooh. Wait, let's see. Let's see. Sheesh. Wait, press F. Can we see you do the thing too?
Yeah.
Oh, nice. Wait, that's clean. I like that one. Hell yeah.
No.
I'm a leech? Yes. What big streamer can
He
I
doesn't
leech off
whack.
of and steal their viewers?
I'll host you. Don't worry, bro. I got you.
Thank you. Thank you. Appreciate that.
Anytime, dude. I'm a huge streamer. Probably never heard of me because I'm just like,
Bro's low-key
not in your community.
got 7 million guns. Got 7 million followers on. Oh, I got a fancy one. Oh.
He's dead. I got him. Drip goldfish grabs ass.
Ooh, ooh. Good shooting. He be playing CS.
Something like that. This is the best aim trainer I've ever played in my life.
Oh my god. So if you try and cheese the piranha.
Pistol! Yeah.
Gold pistol?
Yeah.
Yo, bring my piranha back, bitch.
Yeah, let me see. Put that gold skin on.
Oh, wait.
Shit. This thing's sick. Yo, where's that fucking bird at? Yeah. Stole our fish.
Bro, them fucking seagulls. Oh my god. Make me so mad.
They stole 2 of our fishies. I got him.
Oh, hell yeah. Wait, how much is the pistol? Oh, 50?
50.
50.
You got it.
Man. Oh, yeah.
Oh, piranha attack.
2 of them.
So I started blasting. Wait, the piranhas are random? Or
What do you
no?
mean?
No, you can just catch them
Oh, okay.
like everything else.
Ooh, fancy one. Let's go. Oh, look at him. He's kind of cool. Drip salmon. He only got half his
Yeah.
body.
I want to see that. I haven't seen that fish yet. Did you already
Let's see it
check this
here.
on?
Damn.
Oh,
Oh,
let's go.
shit.
There's one
Yeah,
fish here that I really want to see that we haven't caught yet. I'm waiting to catch it.
Big money, big money, big money, big money, big money. Ooh, brass knuckle skin, but you know, it was red. It was red. We'll take it.
Oh my god, you can get like so many piranhas per cast just trying to cheese it for a drip.
I know. It's not a bad idea. No,
Hey, trying
I
to
just like
charge
going
my
drip,
toothbrush.
not
Wait, you know, it doesn't like
curve.
charge
done that,
overnight, like in
yeah.
the little holder. Oh, I got another fancy one.
Damn, we're letting go of the drips and he's catching them.
Drip
No.
goldfish. I don't know what it did. This run, I've been having really good luck with the drip one.
Yeah, whatever you say, cheater.
Right? Red shotgun skin. We'll take that. We'll take that. Not bad.
Give me a pistol skin.
What's is
Come
red
on.
epic and then gold legendary? Is that what those are like considered?
I'm assuming so, yeah.
Yeah, I just got a fucking rusty pistol. Exactly what I wanted.
Oh,
That's
so
crazy. Grim
eat the
just said that in
piranhas.
chat because my wife was in here like 2 minutes ago saying, "Can you see if you can get my toothbrush to charge?"
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wait, what? It doesn't like charge on like the holder?
No, it's like a Type C one.
Oh, wait, really fancy.
Yeah, she's only charged it once and it won't charge now.
What the heck?
So long.
Chicago simulator,
360
bro.
no scope.
Oh, my bad. I kind of yoinked that from
Okay.
you.
Oh, I fed him the radio by accident. Sorry, our vibes are gone.
Charge it once, it lasts so long. I mean, that makes sense, but
Oh, drippy piranha!
nice.
Damn.
It's like you. It's that's
He's,
white as you.
oh, it's,
No,
look,
it
I got
does, but
my,
we only have one outlet in the
my
bathroom, so 2
friend.
plugs. One is used for a dehumidifier. Wait, it literally is the same
Look at
color.
him.
Give me a
He's my
smooch, give me a
fishy.
smooch. Big money, big money, big money, big money. Ooh.
White shotgun. Man, let go of a piranha. And Narnia, here it comes. One tapped.
Wait, why can't you buy like a extra
Headshots do
like
matter
plug,
too, by the way. In case
like
you
a
didn't know, Jay.
whatchamacallit? Well,
Holy.
kill that Gobi.
My luck is terrible right now. Here comes another piranha. 2 of them.
Are they just random?
Yeah.
My sensitivity is not high enough to do 360s.
I
Yeah,
know,
me,
yeah,
we both
I've been-
cranked ours yesterday.
Yeah, you gotta really drag it across my whole mouth pad. No, I don't have enough.
I went from like 0.8 to 2. Fuck, I flung him in the water like a dumbass.
Oh, I need to eat. How do I?
Just find leeches or any fishy.
I think the piranhas are they sell for like $4, so I feel like they probably
Yeah.
are like the food to keep.
Yeah, they're good food.
Not sure if the bathroom is 3-prong. Most ones
Oh, sunfish.
allow
Who's
that
got it?
allow
Who's
extra
got it?
outlets as 3
He's got it.
prongs.
Oh my god. He doesn't do any damage, by the way. He's
just
like an
fat.
IRL
You big
sunfish poor
fat.
guy.
Lore accurate. Finish him off with a 360 no scope headshot.
Oh,
Oh, somebody killed him.
yeah, I
He's
blasted
dead.
a little bit too much.
$48. Get another one. Oh, jeez.
Wait, did you catch it on the regular bait?
Yeah.
Oh, fancy.
Yes, I finally a drip fish.
But yeah,
Oh my
most
god,
of the
it's the one I was
time,
trying to catch.
your
Look
2
at this,
outlet
look at this.
is like
It's
there's no
Travis
ground to
Scott.
it. That's what the third. That's what the third one is.
I got
The
that
third
one
prong.
yesterday. I didn't realize what it is.
Look at
So
this.
it's a like you can ground it elsewhere outside. Wait, it actually that's hilarious. Wait,
It's the
gang,
same
bro.
as yours, but he's got that hair.
He got the drip though.
And
Got
he'll
that
give you a
gold
kiss.
chain.
Look, if you want, he'll give you a kiss.
Big money, big money, big money, big money.
He didn't give me anything good. Fuck Travis Scott. Back-to-back drips? Don't mind if I do.
Sheesh.
Surely it'll be something good. It is not. Alright, max out your pistol ammo, and then if you want to get a laser. And then we fight the piranha.
What's max for bullets?
Just buy till you get max. I think it's like
$35.
$35. Yeah.
$35 is max. Okay, I need one more then.
I got you this fish right here.
The laser's 100. Do you guys have lasers already?
No.
Think it'd be worth it on the pistol.
There you go.
Probably
You got to upgrade now.
Okay, yeah, maxed. Oh yeah.
Let me try something. Oh, it does work. You throw the dynamite into the water, it just kills a bunch of fish for you.
I thought about doing that yesterday.
You guys take these fish before the little birdies come and get them. But I think it's
Wait,
at base
how much?
price, but it's still not
So
it's
at
25
25, how
bucks.
much did we get off of it? We actually made money off of that. No, yeah.
Let's try. Okay, let's try it right now. So, do you have the fish in your hand? No.
No,
Okay, so we have
I
37
ate
bucks.
it, so.
Holy shit.
We spent 25, so it was
One fish was 11.
one all the way out here.
22.
Oh, it's a bird.
So yeah, we made profit.
A little bit, not much, but
Bet you in the later stages though, it's probably pretty good.
yeah, we could definitely try it. I wonder how that is in the volcano. I got him for you. No scoped him. I'm okay with skipping like not getting the laser.
I am
Yeah,
too.
I'm
I'm
done.
ready to
100
fight if you want
pieces
to try.
today. Yeah.
No. And we don't really need food against the piranha because it spawns so many that he gives you food. Alright. You guys ready?
Yeah.
Let's do this shit.
So anyways, I started blasting.
Basically. Here he comes. Ow.
Ooh, 50 headshots pretty good with her though.
Yeah. Oh my god. Oh my god, they're coming out of everywhere. There's so many of them.
Oh, I'm dead.
Where?
He's got me. Thank you.
Got you. Oh. Wait, you only do half damage against your homies? That's good.
Oh my god. Ow, 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 ow.
Holy shit. He's ulting.
Yeah. When he spits them all out. Oh my god, there's so
Yeah.
many.
I've shot every bird that's picked one up too. So
You're going for my cankles. Thank you. Smells really good.
Ooh, nice.
Oh my god. Oh, I'm dead.
Ooh, I'm about to be dead too. I'm stuck. Oh, I'm free.
You
I'm
jumped right
distracted.
over me. I'm right by the guy you sell to. Thank you.
Got you.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
One hit. He's one hit.
Oh, thank you.
Hell yeah.
I'm gonna start hawking piranhas over you guys and the meat and stuff.
Oh, you can throw stuff. I did not know you could throw stuff. Hell yeah. Headshot. One shot. I already bought my laser
You
too,
see
so
me?
you guys
Oh yeah, I'm gonna save it for the next island. I think.
Same.
you get a different gun at the next island.
Yep.
Yeah, each island has a new weapon.
When's the sniper come out? That's basically the one I used the most last time.
That's on 2 islands.
Already turned in the big piece.
Did you grab the USB from her or whatever?
Yep.
Oh, I got us the motor. All right, ready to go.
I think this is the right way. When are y'all gonna tell me if it's the same as last time?
What are we looking for? What color? Yellow?
I don't know.
Yeah, yellow.
Bit to
There it
our
is.
right? Yeah, yeah. No, it's bugged. Oh, there it is. Okay. That was a drip cod, so we gotta play the slots right away. Big money, big money,
Hell
big
yeah.
money, big money.
Damn.
A cow. Extra slot. Oh, this is the SMG. Oh, we can cook now, yeah? Oh, hell yeah.
Not yet.
Damn, I got a pistol fade.
You have to give him a shark first.
Oh, we have to do
Money.
something.
Gotta get the.
Let's try the dynamite on this island, huh, guys?
Oh, yeah.
Do it. Just a bunch of macros.
Salmon and a pike is all.
Okay.
That salmon was $22. Basically paid it off.
17 on the one. I mean, it wasn't unprofitable. It just wasn't, you know.
Mm-hmm. Come here, Nemo.
We're on the standard
Oh!
lure.
Jay, behind you.
Oh, what the heck?
You've never seen acting like you've never seen a seahorse before.
Oh, we fishing with soap.
Take that. Take that.
Look at this one, Jay.
Oh, what the heck?
It's a bowl fish. Worth a lot, though.
Oh, how do we have $500 already? What the hell?
Mm-hmm.
I go AFK for 2 seconds.
Oh, I got a fancy one. It's Nemo.
Who's got killed by a sea urchin? That's chasing me.
Big money, big money, big money, big money, big money. Shotgun
Oh my god,
skin.
he got taken. Who's got taken?
Skadoosh got taken?
Yeah, oh, I see him.
Wait, how'd he die?
The sea urchin got him.
Oh.
So I'll put him somewhere safe. I don't need to revive him. Get in there. Go hang out with her. Look at him just hanging out.
Oh, I might have just given her
I'm
his
dead.
fishing pole to eat. I fed the lady her fishing pole. My fault. I was gonna drop it at your feet, and she
Damn.
decided she was
She ate
hungry.
it.
So yeah. The Finding
Yeah, you
Nemo
were,
3.
You had your cast out there and you reeled in a sea urchin and it killed you.
Oh my god.
Or whatever's in there is no longer in there. I got you. Ow. Ow. How are you gonna catch a sea urchin and let him eat me up?
Bro, what just happened?
Help! Help! Help!
Where are you even?
Birds got me. Birds got me.
Oh, I was like,
Thank you.
got you. I did. I caught Drippy Finding Nemo.
Oh my god.
I didn't know that would work.
I got Finding Nemo, real Finding Nemo this time. How much are you worth?
Hella fish.
52. Ooh.
We'll throw him to you, Jay.
Yeah. It's like that one market
What
in
if you can
Seattle.
get dripfish by that?
Maybe if you're really lucky. What do you think?
Am I get a Mackie yet?
Speaking of.
Headshot a seagull. 2x
Nice.
seagull. Ow. Oh.
Okay, well, so yeah, bring him here. We gotta kill him and give him to the guy, and then we can start grilling.
Oh well, I'm gonna be grilled here in a second, bro. Holy shit.
I have an idea. Sorry, Skadoosh, I'm sacrificing you.
Ah!
That didn't work.
Did it just not hit?
I watched that.
You know what? I'm doing it again. Ready? Get away from me.
I'm backing away.
Come here, buddy. Come here. Come here. Did
Oh,
you
it
get damage?
hurt him.
All right.
Oh.
All right.
The revive
Gonna blow your
mechanic is
monkey
so
legs?
good too, slapping you back
That's
awake.
so fun.
Oh, you just set it on the ground and have him go over it and shoot it.
Oh, what did I do?
I'm dead. Okay. It wasn't even near me.
You know how this thing is without a compensator? Ow. Fuck.
TNT on the ground. Oh!
No, hold on. I'll bait him back. I'll bait him back.
I'm just
Don't
gonna put it on
see
the
it.
island.
Oh,
Oh, dude!
I see it. I see it. Oh, he's right on it.
Fucking shark just VDM'd me.
Oh, you got me too.
I'll get you.
Thank you, sir.
Run. Oh my god.
Bring him to the shack. TNT, ready. Boom!
Nice. Oh,
Oh my god, he hit the bow.
Push the
now.
bow, yeah.
Dang it.
Wait, 360 and 360 him.
no, he doesn't.
Oh, he killed me.
Yeah, you're last alive. Nice. We don't need a. We're turning him into the grill guy.
No, the
No,
fucking bird.
Kill the bird.
I don't have a gun. I don't have a gun.
Pick me up. Pick me up.
What? It's in Southeast Asia.
Bro.
Oh, it's right here. Where are you at? Oh, there you go.
In the water. I'll go get it with the bow. That was an optimistic bird if I've ever seen one.
No, another one just took him.
I killed him. Oh, you know?
I'm killing the other bird, so yeah, there we go.
I killed it. Sniped him from downtown.
Where'd he go?
The shark?
Oh, you put him in your you put him in your butt?
Yeah.
Okay.
Bro's using the man as bait.
I'm dead.
I'm dead. Turn it
We
into this
gotta give it to him.
Ow, you bitch.
Oh, lighter. Okay. Perfectly cooked seagull, delicious.
Thank
It's a
you.
good lunch.
Come here, you're just gonna take this stick. Let's go back to making some money.
I caught them off the. Oh, so we had to. That. Oh my.
Oh,
Okay.
under the
Well,
Well, this will make a 360 no scope. Oh, well, look at that. Kill that seer.
he's gonna 360 no scope me.
Wish I had a compensator, bro. This would make this so much easier.
Can you buy one?
Yeah.
Got
$600.
money. Oh, 600.
Maybe after this guy. Oh
We need
my
to get
god.
the silencer because the silencer was a
Just
really.
I
made a
have three
difference for me.
TNTs in the middle. Bring them to the middle. I'm see if I can do all three at one time. Come here, buddy.
Hold on. Made him back this way. Oh god. Oh my god, he just jumped right
Don't go to
So
him.
he's so
I
aggressive.
know.
Nice.
It
Oh,
works!
that did so much damage.
There's three more.
I'm sorry.
Oh, it was worth it. I'm dead.
Oh, oh.
360 no scope him. We're getting close.
Yeah. I'm gonna try to get him a little lower and then do that.
Oh, he just fucking Beybladed me.
Oh man.
All right, it's probably close enough.
Oh, I killed Jay. No! No!
Wait, we all died.
Bro, the timing of that was awful.
I might have even shot Skadoosh as well. I don't even know.
I don't know. I killed you 360 and then where's my fishing rod?
Too good.
Oh, that's a good one.
Damn, back to back blue tiger sharks though. It's crazy.
Yeah, happens to the best of us. We're not ready for that. We were just
Hey, I
faking
got a
it.
horse. Of course. 360, no scope, endangered species, 2.8. Oh yeah, be the good.
I forgot to cook for me.
Oh, I forgot to cook them for
Bro, you want your
ourselves, too.
compensator? You want your compensator? Here, come, cook them. There you go, bro.
Oh shit.
I 360'd the horse.
Okay, I'm gonna go get the compensator for this fight.
I'm dead.
Oh, there's a fucking sea urchin too.
Yeah, I know. I'm trying to kill it.
There's 2 sea urchins.
I know. I'm dead.
I'm dead. Left side. Oh, Jay, behind you. Oh, I'm birded.
I'm in the corner where the homeless guy is. Okay.
Nice, you got the bird. Oh, okay. Fucking MLG. Let's go.
Got you.
I'm dead.
1 HP. Pray for me. Ooh. Don't let you have my level.
TNT down. TNT down.
Oh,
Yeah, you piece of shit. Oh my god, he wraps around the tree.
I watched that, bro. Oh,
Oh my god.
bro, he just wants you, man.
He's got
He's
V
racist
for
against white
Vendetta.
guys.
Holy. He cooked himself. He's like fucking brown.
Yeah. Because I'm hiding around the grill.
Wait, he's close.
I'm dead.
Where are you?
Right behind you.
In the water, and he's in the water. I'm gonna.
Right behind you. See ya. Nice. No.
Dead.
Yeah. Just you again.
Just shoot him, 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 just shoot him. Oh my god.
No, I had 4 shots and I couldn't fucking do it.
Oh my god.
My fault, my fault.
No, you're good.
Oh, this is yours. This is also yours.
This is yours. Here we go.
Oh,
That looks good or something.
Same.
If you had to look for me a second earlier and found me, we would have won that.
I could have. I was gonna go and grab you, and then I saw him running directly toward you, so I just.
Shit.
Yeah.
As soon as I grabbed him, I got fucking mollywalked by the shark.
Yeah, I could have aggroed him a little better, but.
Jay, have you seen these? These go to the guy over there in the corner.
Wait, where'd the hell that guy go? Wait, what are they?
Fuck you, bird. Put that down. Right here. Oh yeah, what you have in your hand goes to this guy right here.
Okay.
Yeah, but don't use that till we're ready, otherwise we're fucking cooked.
Yeah, just don't use the item.
Wait, if I take the carrot, it happens, or it's bait carrot?
It's bait carrot.
So I can. Okay, so I grab the carrot. Oh yeah. Okay. All right. Perfect.
Just don't cast the carrot by accident.
Okay.
Oh my god, this fucking guy.
Here we go again. Here we go again. Okay,
This
I got
time
ready
he's
for-
not.
Fucking shit.
I just need a fucking Mac 10 at this point. Is what I need.
Yeah, well, we need to
Back
stop
then
catching
with the
them. We're getting-
compensator. Yeah.
I'm dead.
Oh my
we're both dead.
god.
Oh no. What up?
Bring him
Listen,
to
bro,
the
if you're
other.
gonna use that TNT, you gotta make sure the word clear. You're dead as fuck. You're dead as useless.
I grabbed 2 pistols.
Let's grab everything and then bring it back. I didn't grab anything of mine. Where's my Mackie?
In the water over here where you died. We have a pistol.
Over here. Alright, guys, no more fucking shark.
I can't help it. Dude, I can't even buy a fucking good reel. Or bait.
Wait, where'd my gold pistol go?
Right here.
Sent.
Oh, you have a laser on yours and shit. Yeah, you take yours back. I just picked one up. I thought they
There's
were all
another
the
knife
same.
right here. No, you're good.
I was trying to steal from you, dude. He's so rude. Don't listen to him.
When you're cooking, they can only go to 1.5, by the way. I don't know if you knew that or not.
Yeah, and then you start to burn.
Yeah.
When I first joined, I was the cooker. We need to cook, Jesse.
Dude, Nemo's fucking Pagilla.
Mm-hmm.
We haven't gotten any gamba recently, huh? I'm getting scammed because of the sharks.
I don't know.
Oh my god. It's fucking sea urchins, man.
An angelfish. Worth
Hey, get you a
69.
blicky.
Nice. Wait, how much is the blicky plus the compensator? Oh, 1200. Okay.
Gamba!
Nice. See, just had to talk a little shit.
Hey!
What'd you get? What'd you
Legendary
get?
fishing rod!
Oh, nice.
Look at this shit. Oh, hold on, let me see this.
Starting to jump shot him, but alright.
Oh, this is all you legit. This matches your
I have-
CSGO inventory.
have
Oh, I
a
just
purple
cooked it.
one.
I just cooked my fishing rod. And now it's no longer cool.
This one, right?
Yeah.
I first figured out you could cook stuff on the volcano when I jumped in the lava and everything got cooked. Including me. I was like, oh,
Yeah, no.
I like that it doesn't automatically go to the next bait if you have bait. It keeps you in like the empty slot.
Oh, it
I
doesn't
would
automatically go to the
Yeah,
carrot
no,
one?
I would have accidentally
Same. I need to cook up some claims.
What does the beer do now, legit?
It does the same thing. You'll just get that crab again.
Okay.
Which isn't bad food if we wanted to do it, but it's not really worth anything other than that.
No.
Can we get the suppressor at the next island?
Yeah.
Maybe it's worth it not to do the compensator here and get the suppressor next, just because.
I don't know how good the suppressor is on that thing.
It's better. It's
Oh,
better
it's
than the
yeah.
compensator.
That with the
the
red dot
mag.
actually made the SMG like usable. Yeah.
I got my Mac now.
Puffer fish. Oh, I thought you already had one. That's why I bought it. My fault.
No, you're good. I told you to grab yours.
I also found out that it's worth more money the less bullets it takes. So like the sniper is like, wait, you can throw it to her from that far?
Dude, you can as long as you can get it to her, you can throw it to her from wherever.
Oh, no shot.
Trippy boy!
Oh yeah.
Look at this guy. He's cute.
Oh yeah, the little square.
Can you cook them while they're on your rod before you even kill them? Oh, you
Skitters.
can.
Skitters, do you remember the game Peak?
Yeah.
Check this out. Look at my line.
Holy shit!
Jay, did you ever play Peak?
Yeah. Is that the little guy?
Yeah, the Bing Bong.
Bing bong that you get off the
Fucking
beginning.
yeah.
Wait, how'd you catch him?
In the trees, there's the coconuts. You have to like jump up and grab it.
Oh, that makes sense.
You cast the coconut, that's cool.
He's so hard to kill. Might need help.
You worth the money?
I think so. We'll find out.
Where'd he go?
Yo, he's a fucking slippery guy. Yo, what the bird just take?
Good soup.
Oh, but I'm gonna take the bird. Got the bird.
Yo, what is this guy's health?
Honestly. Holy boss fight, what the hell?
No, for real. Thank God they get there.
Nice.
He's worth 518.
Ooh.
Damn. Cooking will be good.
It costs 350 to get the coconut, so.
Oh.
Still good.
I mean, double. You basically get a double if you cook them. Wait, I lightly cooked my fishing rod and now it's brown instead of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, like
Oh,
not
bird
like.
above us was one of our fucking fish.
Oh, it's just a crab.
Not just any crab, my crab.
Oh my God, dude, I'm almost fucking up again. I'm on the boss lure.
Oh, I got a faint. Yes, yes, finally. Gamba, gamba, gamba. A box
I haven't
fish.
done one on this island yet.
Yeah, I've been really dry. Yellow box fish. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Big money, big money, big money. Not a terrible, a regular fishing rod.
Bro, this guy's just matrixing my bullets.
Oh my
God.
god.
Just spray and pray on them.
Oh fuck. Ow.
Wait, which fish are worth like the most? Oh,
The endangered ones. So the needlefish and I think the seahorse are worth a ton. But they're also the ones that you want to turn in if you want to get the boss.
yeah. That guy
Everyone
hit
got
twice there just randomly, yeah.
And we got their Mac 10 kind of.
Yeah, I got mine ammo upgraded and shit.
I'm gonna get us some food.
What's max on it?
I don't know. I don't have mine max, but I just got a couple upgrades on it.
There's some fish in there if you want to cook it for yourself to get some food. All right, you want me to fish them out? Yeah, we have a lot of money, but we got this. Oh, seagull's going for that food. I seen you.
I may have allegedly spent all of our dollary dues.
It's okay, you know. We expected that to happen. Alright, here we go. Lock in, guys.
Oh my.
You spin me right round. Baby.
You cannot
Oh,
dodge
I'm
him.
sorry.
Once he's locked in, it's
That was me. I just.
Oh, he hit me
full
twice
back
too.
gun.
Oh.
Okay.
Should we try the dynamite trick on this guy too?
Oh, sorry. We're strafing the same angle.
I think we got this all right for now. We can try it. He's much easier to predict in his movements.
Yeah.
If you want to get a fat stack of dynamite going while we bait him.
We don't have enough money for a fat stack.
Sell your soul or something.
I can sell a fish I have. There you go. Ow, 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 ow. Alright, right in front of the buy menu, there's 3. He's stuck! If he comes back to me, I'll blow him up. Oh shit, one's rolling away, hold on.
Oh,
I'm dead. It's
I'm
just
dead
you.
as well.
You killed us with the bombs.
Where are y'all?
way out in the water. Yeah.
I told y'all what I was gonna do!
I know, but I. Is he getting bigger?
Yeah.
Bird's coming right over the island right now. Nice.
Here comes.
Oh, clutch.
The question is, where's my gun though? Oh, it's just dynamite.
Thank you.
I'm sorry. He's stuck!
My gun's
Yeah, I don't know where my guns are
China.
either.
Yeah, my pistol, it's not giving me enough. But
Hop on the boat, go get it.
I don't know where it is. Get away from him. I dropped the bomb.
He's chasing go! He's chasing go!
Is that it?
This is one. Yeah, this might be yours.
Oh my god, he's in Africa! Look up! Look up! Oh my god. Is he gone? He's coming
No,
back
he's
down.
coming.
He's coming back down. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god.
Oh,
Jay, what is this? I need you to tell me what that is. Is that it?
What is what?
Right
Sorry.
in front of us. Is that the gun?
It's a pistol, yeah. Oh, it's my pistol. Oh, fuck yeah.
Get in,
Wait,
get in, get in, get in.
Oh, holy shit. Here, do you want to... Here, I can give you the SMG. I can use the pistol, and we can go finish the fight, and then we'll grab our stuff after.
Yeah, I just, yeah. Doesn't matter.
I'm dead. In the boat.
I think this one might be yours anyway.
Good shot.
Nice.
Cook it first, cook it.
Oh, true. My bad.
I think mine's the one all the way out there. Somebody with Mac 10 can shoot the boat back into the water. I got you. Oh shit. I was just getting revenge. Thank you.
So good. Oh my god. Wait, I have the tail. Do I have to do anything with the tail?
Give it to
Give it to
the life vest.
the addict over here.
Take flash drive
This
with
was it.
coordinates.
I knew it.
You got it? Hell yeah.
Big.
Is this one mine or yours?
Yeah, I have 29 damage on this one, so I don't remember what I bought to, but this, yeah, I think this is because my next upgrade was like 375 if I remember correctly.
I maxed my damage out, so we'll see.
I'm at 20. You can hold if you press F, it'll show you.
Yeah, I can't while on the boat.
If you maxed it, then that's yours because
Yeah, since 30 damage. Alright, next island?
Drip catfish. Oh, he's got a hat. Guys, do it. Me Gamba. Make the boat match me. Yeah, you can't even see me. Oh, where's the tablet?
my fault, Cap.
I think we could buy one for the boat here. Hold on. There you go. Now it's on the boat permanently.
Oh, nice.
No, I don't want to drive it. You got it. Go ahead.
What color are we going?
Whatever color we haven't seen yet.
There's a piece of loot out here, boys.
Is that the one that we sent and it's gone? Now I'm even more confused. Oh, this is the island that I joined Tito on yesterday, so. This is the one though where a lot of the things start to attack you.
Mhm.
Big ass fucking flounder. And this guy's worth a lot.
Oh, bye. Yo, there's an extra slot here too.
Mhm. Ooh, Floundy.
What the fuck is this guy?
Oh my god. Ow. What the fuck is it? Oh, it's a parrotfish. Duh.
Wait, check out this guy I caught. He's got shoes on.
He's fast
Yeah,
as
he's fast
fuck
as
too.
fuck.
Dripper, he do got that on. He do got that on.
I just gotta ask him off.
Hell yeah. I think I might
Dude.
accidentally gamble this guy. Big money, big money,
Accident.
big money, big money. Yeah, I don't know how he ended up on the table.
I don't know, dude. It just happens sometimes.
Yeah, I don't know where he went after he got on the table either. That's crazy.
Island's full of thieves.
Sea of Thieves?
No way this guy's just surviving. Oh my god.
I got the moneymaker, boys. You want the moneymaker?
No, you got it. You got it. You got
Get
it.
you a
Oh,
moneymaker.
you already bought one? You already bought one?
No, I haven't. Go ahead.
Yeah, no, it's all
Oh.
you snagged that bad boy. 3,800. That's all you. We'll grab. I wonder if there's like is there a limited amount of seagulls? You know what I mean? Like we use the dynamite to
It didn't
distract
even
the seagulls.
roll.
Oh, that's actually a smart idea. I don't know.
Like if there's like max of 3 seagulls, then we make them use the dynamite for the shitty ones, and then he can just fly around and be happy that they have something in their claws or whatever.
Nah, I think they just won't
Oh, yeah.
fish.
Ooh, I got one. Come on, come on, come on. What is this thing? Look, he's got a little buddy.
What
Oh,
the
yeah.
fuck? I haven't seen that.
Big money, big money, big money. No whammies, no whammies, no whammies. Ah, blue boat.
Oh no, we
Holy
crossed
shit.
lines.
Hmm. Come here often?
We're close to the next
Crossed in the new thing.
moneymaker.
What the hell? That thing just...
Got him.
What a shot. Oh my god.
Uh-oh. Here we go, boys. Oh, I'm dead. I got birded. I always get birded so fast.
Oh yeah. Bro, 200 damage? Holy shit. Bro's got the quick scopes too.
Alright, yep.
Oh, he's trying to get in the door now. Ah!
He wanted seconds, bro. Oh,
the no scope. Oh, double no scope. Ow.
Oh,
Oh, I'm
so
dead.
sorry.
Thank you. Fuck! I'm getting pieced up by this guy.
oh,
Oh, he's in the house with Jay.
my
Jay's
God.
dead.
Yo, we get a bunch of TNT. Hold them in there. Hold them in there.
Oh, okay. Oh, he's out.
Thank you. Oh my God, he wanted my cheeks, bro. Yo, what up, Spence? Yo, we got a 4 spot. You want to play? Okay, well, you got me again.
I'm gonna try to get in there. Probably don't die.
I'm on the stairs. Sorry.
He's coming.
Alright, get out of here. I'm gonna bait him in,
Oh yeah.
and then just try to blow this up. Blow myself up with this. If we can somehow get him in here.
He really wants fucking Jay.
Jay, get it. Jay,
Okay.
get in here.
Yeah, I'm
Get
coming
in
back.
here.
And then yeah.
We're gonna run out of time. Come on. Oh, come on.
Pop it,
Yes.
pop it.
No, it didn't go off. It did go off. Yes.
Did it kill him?
Did it? I think it did. Did it die? No, we got away.
It killed me.
Joking.
I suicided for it.
Where'd you go? Oh, there you are.
So fucking far.
Damn.
Damn.
So close.
You catch that off the regular lure stuff?
Yeah.
Damn.
I
That
lost
one was
my
kind of
Mac,
hard,
though.
not gonna lie.
I see a Mac. Gotta be this out here.
Do you want to have the boss fight? Yeah, let me. Hey, can we just invite him? Do we want a 4th? Get him in here.
Yeah. Man, normally.
Oh, there's dynamite here still.
Yeah, I'm gonna put it in the shack so it doesn't just blow up.
Are you? Yeah, when you load the game up, let me know. I think I can invite you then. I don't know how I can invite you before.
Ariel, no shot. Oh.
Ooh. Oh, he's got a fucking cigarette in his mouth.
Who?
Look at this dude.
The drip dripper.
Bro, look at him.
You got that shit on, low key.
Yeah,
Damn.
Backward cat, yeah, he got aura. Let's see if he gives me anything good. He didn't give me anything fucking good. I'm taking out on Skadoosh.
That's
Okay.
fair. Understandable.
Sorry, dude.
Look at shot though.
Sorry. Thanks, dude. It wasn't anything personal. It just he gave me a boat color I already had, and it was just blue.
That's fair. Deserved.
I got another dripper. Back to back. Ooh. This guy surely didn't give me something good, right?
Hey, bro.
Psych. Alright, I'm not... It was a 360 no scope.
Oh yeah.
Yo, what are you taking over there? Hold on. Just... Oh, if I hit this no scope, he's gonna be worth money. There you go.
Nice.
Only 2x.
I don't know why when I click it, I can't invite my friends.
Press escape. Did you try that? And then invite from there.
Yeah, like invite friend doesn't open up anything.
Really?
I want to see if it's something that I... Try that.
Yo, that's so scuffed.
I don't even get my Steam overlay anymore.
Did you turn it off? Ooh, another dripper. Oh my god, look at this guy, he's a plane.
What the fuck? Holy shit!
I got him. Flying fish. It's like, Jay, look at this.
It's like a plane.
Are you set to offline on Steam? No, right?
No, I'm online. I don't...
Him. I think he's gonna be... Oh my god. Yo! Skadoosh, check this out.
I'm gonna figure this out, Spence.
I got a blaze.
Damn! Dude, that bird's got a good fish. Yeah, fly over this thing. Ah! Bird was flying around with an $800 fish. Let me see if I can do it. I can add him, Jay. Let's see if I can. What's his name?
Would you like to know what his Steam name currently is?
Yeah, so I can invite him.
Gynecologist of the butt.
Alrighty.
That's a good name.
Found him. Wasn't hard. Tell you that. Did you buy your intervention?
It's a good profession.
No, let me invite him to the server as well.
Or did legit spend all the money? You fuck.
I spent it all. I spent it all.
So funny.
I'm fishing it all. I'm getting run down.
I sent him a Steam invite.
Listen,
Love the way
I
you
don't,
roll around
I can't, you know, I can't monitor what my friends choose as their names. It's better than 2004 Ford Taurus, what it used to be, like yesterday for like, or a week.
The
Oh
hell?
my god.
There you go.
I have somebody on my friends list that's 2004
worth a
Ford Taurus
lot.
SE wagon right now.
Oh, that's it. That's him.
No, it's not him because I had to send him an invite. If it's gynecologist the butt, how do we got two different friends with 2004 Ford Tauruses?
Wait, this thing's worth 4K because you shot it out of
Yeah.
the sky, bro. 5.86.
Yes.
Oh my.
There you go.
All
Go buy
right,
your
holy.
fish
Now I can
on
buy the gun. Holy shit, what a shot.
Yeah,
Said I
it's
sent him an
good.
invite.
It's good to shoot it off your friend's rod. So like if I hold it up, like Cedo shoot it right now, but he won't because he's useless.
Oh, yo.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello. Oh, you talk. Oh, you're loading. Yeah, yeah.
Oh my God.
Bang! Hit it on black.
Dude.
Oh, I have to buy a fishing rod.
Yeah. You're also on
Yeah,
open
yeah.
mic.
No push
Oh.
talk.
Skittish, you ready to shoot this fish?
I'm shooting one right now.
Okay, is that better? Oh, I should.
Yeah.
Oh, I got the super drip. You ready? Skadoosh? Take him out of the air. Ooh.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Well, I can't. I'm getting
I got
shot.
him. I got him. Though. I got
Getting
him.
back.
I got him. I got.
Yeah, go buy you an intervention. I'm selling this one right now. You'll have enough.
I got it. I already got it. I got it.
You got one? Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
I'll just buy the
No, you
pistol
no
for now.
scope, no scope fish off the rod, off like your teammate's rod, and makes bang. Damn, this guy's 6 times.
New rod, but
3K coming in, boom! Look at that.
Quick scope gives it to you too. Oh my god, I just got a fucking 6x seagull. Unfortunately, it's a fucking seagull. I got you. I got you. Oh, fucking sea
Wait.
urchin.
Wait. Did I not buy the newest?
It's the professional lure.
Dude, so hard
also
to-
you get your skins again. The skins stay, Spence. So you get to grind them out.
Yeah, I noticed that.
The intervention is just the money maker.
Yeah, that one selling for like whatever 10K was crazy.
Oh,
Once
I
you
think I
have
have
it
a, I think I have a
left click.
special. I think I have a gamba
Yeah.
fish.
Once you have it on your
Ooh.
line, spam left click. You bring it in faster. Oh, you do. What is that?
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
That's a drip bag.
Oh, it has it's a speaker, dude.
Is it really? Oh, it is.
Bang! I hit another one on
Nice.
black.
Big money, big money, big money, big money, big money.
Not big money.
Ah, damn. Wait, you can also throw the fish into their mouth, Spence. Did you know that? I figured that out, or they told me that today. Well, I
Throw the
watched
fish
somebody
into
do
their
it.
Mouth? What does that
Yeah,
mean?
you can like
Yeah,
you
you
can
from
hold
Narnia.
Q. You can hold Q and throw stuff. So you can throw it.
It like goes
basically.
farther.
Yeah.
Oh. Oh, I got a snapper. This thing's gonna be mean.
Oh my god.
My
I'm trying to
God.
help you. I'm trying to
Ow.
help you. Just leave it up on your fishing rod and I'll shoot it off.
It falls off.
Well, it falls off. It fell off. Yeah. Scoop them. Did you guys do the bird yet?
No. This is where I joined you guys yesterday, Spence. It's like same spot.
Yeah. Oh, that's a big boy.
Big money.
Mwah.
I need a clam or two.
Damn, tiger toes. Sniper.
I could use a clam or two, you know.
Mm.
I see what you did there.
Oh, there's a snapper. Oh, double snapper.
Oh,
Yo,
the fucking bird.
Yo, insta. Got him. That's a 2x snapper. Go get that. Yeah, yeet. Good pass.
I'm dead.
Oh, no, no.
I'm good. I almost made it back.
Oh, I think I just got another gamba.
Yes.
Yeah, the bass again.
Damn.
Nice.
Gambling.
Alright, guys.
Better be something than a SMG skin.
I'm gonna throw a dynamite into the water.
Oh, no, no, no.
Oh, well, that's not good. That is not good.
He wants my cheeks. Oh my god.
Oh, someone's dead.
bro. Just-
Got your cheese. Get up.
Thank
Get
you.
up, soldier.
I played so much Counter-Strike before this, dude. Missing every single shot, dude.
Oh,
Oh, I got you, soldier. Ow.
oh, he is
Oh, he's on my. Yeah.
that man's
I'm
on
Try to aggro
he's
him.
on a
Try
mission.
to aggro him. Oh, he's on you. He's on it.
Oh, he's well, yeah.
He's in the air. We're good.
Oh, I'm seagulled.
Oh,
Got you.
Seagull's bringing me back.
Oh,
Okay.
fuck me sideways.
He's angry, bro. How did we do this last time?
I'm dead.
Well,
Well,
Interesting.
if we all die, then we won't we'll struggle. Especially if we're all in the water dying.
Oh, there's a pike. Go pry him up.
Jesus Christ. This is mine. This is mine.
I dropped that pistol back there too. But...
Yeah, I'm selling this pistol for more space for food. That's what we need. We need food on the hotbar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have
throwing
a pistol
TNT
with
in
a
this
laser
hole.
pointer. Did anybody have a
Oh,
pistol
I'm
with
so
a
sorry.
laser?
Oh, yours.
Oh, you're
The
what?
gold one. You can sell it if you need it.
Oh, it's not gold.
Pistol's worth $20.
Oof. Well, $20 more than we had before. Wait, does the sniper do 200 by default?
Yeah.
Whoever just fucking TNT'd me, come revive me, you fuck.
It wasn't me, but I'll revive it.
I may have also TNT'd myself in the midst of trying to do that.
Where you at?
I might be out in the water dead.
Oh, you're way over there.
I was trying to get Jay and he ran away and I just got blasted. Oh, I deserve that.
I'm gambling him. I'm gambling him.
Put everything on green.
Oh my god.
Just hit once.
Oh my god. 313.
Yeah, I'll just keep blasting him.
Somebody didn't get no.
Or just got an expensive fish. Psych.
I'm so sorry.
Oh, I got the flying fish. He's gonna fly.
Big karma, bro.
No! Oh, I got you from the water.
I'm deep. I'm deep.
Oh, he gone.
Yep, he gone. There's a sniper rifle on the ground.
Yeah, it's mine. I'm gonna go grab him real fast.
Oh shit, my hands weren't on my keyboard. I'm dying. I'm dead. I'm under the boat.
I'm gonna have to borrow this sniper for a second. Okay, now I can drop it. Hey.
I definitely picked up a Magnum that isn't mine because this one does not have a compensator.
Here, I'll trade you. I think
Oh,
Is
I
it
got
just a
another
rare skin?
drip fish.
Oh yeah, that's it. Yeah. That's mine. Where's my sniper? Oh, there we go. Okay.
Oh, this one's gonna attack us.
Oh, I'm
I shot my
How much is
fish
he worth?
and the fucking ricochet hit him into you. Oh, look, they're in the
What they doing
roof committing
What
Sudoku.
they doing up there?
They're dying. I'm not even shooting them.
I'm just gonna sell him. I don't even give.
You want to gamble him?
Nah.
I can't get my fish out of the roof.
Hang on, I got you. I got the tech. I don't have the tech.
Wait, somebody kill me and throw me up there.
Wait, can we boost?
Wait, then you can't revive
Here.
me.
Wait.
It won't work.
Here, try to get on my
I
head.
think I got him.
Oh, you want to fucking CS:GO boost this bitch? Take a, like
It
2
actually
steps
kinda worked.
forward.
All right. 2 steps forward.
As the roof. Oh, the fucking bird grabbed him. And he's in Southeast Asia with it. I was gonna wait for him to come back, but that works.
I didn't actually expect to hit the shot, to be honest.
Nice shot. I mean,
Also,
Okay.
Jay, was Grim wadding to my Steam name?
Your Steam name, yeah, 100%.
Okay, I just want to make sure.
Yeah.
I may have just shot somebody, whoever.
One shot, one
Okay,
kill,
well,
no
that fish got
scope.
away. Bro, who keeps spinning on a mini? I'm trying to get a sniper. Oh, that.
You said you wanted money?
I caught another drip fish. Someone help me with this. Oh no, it's just the Minecraft looking dude. Oh, he's dead. He's dead.
He's gone.
Drip.
Shoot him!
I got the green boat.
Of course, it fell off. Second. Sniper's available in $12.
Heard.
Oh,
Oh, someone caught. Okay, someone caught the tuna. I'm gonna.
Shoot him! Ow!
I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go grab the sniper real quick. Yeah. Tiger
Oh my
fish is dead.
God.
Oh, that's a tuna.
Oh! If I get him in the house, run up here with dynamite.
He's on the roof. Yo, the iron sights are actually kind of tough. I was
yeah.
using the red dot yesterday, but
I got the
Yeah, I was
fucking
using
sniper
red dot
scope on this
too.
thing, and you get points for quick scoping.
Oh, do you?
I think you
Okay.
still get points for quick
Yeah.
scoping with the iron sights.
I think you get more with the the scope though.
Could be right. Dude, he's so aggroed on you, he's just bouncing on the roof.
I got something you can bounce on.
There you go.
Little did you know I'm 12.
Oh, you're not a tuna, so we're good.
Bro's a tuna sexual.
Hey, I don't king shame, bro.
Say I don't king shame.
Well, just look at the girth of that thing.
I mean, dude, I don't like how he changes directions mid-air.
Yeah, the weird directional movement midair is crazy.
I mean, he is a
Even-
fish out of water. So.
Fair.
Yeah, but like he shouldn't be. He's like an airbender, dude. He's Aang. Like.
Ow! No scope him. 360 him.
No scope.
Oh, somebody just no scoped me.
Sorry, legit.
Wait, he's one shot. No scope.
360.
Oh, he's dead.
Yeah.
Hold
You
on,
better be
Yeah.
at
somebody's-
97x.
Save him in your
Okay.
inventory.
Should I?
We're
Oh,
gonna do the bird strat.
the bird strat.
You guys want to kill the burb?
I feel like. I mean, he's worth 2,400. We could keep upgrading shit.
Nah, trust. We just move on.
No
to the next
scope.
island. We move
My
on to
bad.
the next island. That's where we get all the monies.
We only have one more island after this, yeah? The volcano.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, wait. I'm like mad hungry. I need clams. Clam.
There's
Hey,
cooked
how's
fish
this?
in here as well if you need it in here.
Doesn't like-
Those are
Please don't shoot the dynamite. Whatever you guys do.
Oh, yeah, it's spooky.
Beg of you.
Hang on. Where's the dynamite? Just so I know not to shoot it.
All of it's in the
Okay.
center.
Okay, that actually wasn't me this time.
Yeah, just do it. My hands are in the air.
I just want y'all to know that that was
He
not
never
me.
said where it was when you asked him, to be fair.
Oh yeah, the
Did I-
big pile of red shit in the middle of the fucking map.
Fish.
I think that it was the big
Well, I
pile of
said we
red
were gonna
shit in the
do-
middle of the map.
I said we were gonna do the boss, so you can just sell fish and we'll get all the money.
Hold on.
Where'd my gun go?
I think, what if I fish for a second, right? And we get money, and then I upgrade my sniper.
Okay.
You're asking for it, bro, with some dynamite in the middle there.
Oh,
Yeah,
this is
I
an
just
eel,
learned.
dude. He's gonna be all floppy and shit.
Oh, 2 eels.
Uh-oh. Well, one of them got away.
This one's got my number. Oh my
It's
god,
so hard
get
not
back
to-
with dynamite,
It's
you
so
fucking...
hard not to shoot the dynamite when the eels are flopping around. Well, dynamite's
Okay.
gone.
Now we have no problem with the dynamite. Let's just fish and then get upgrades, and then we'll get enough money to do.
Damn. You gotta
You
like
like
that.
You like that? Max prestige? Okay.
You gotta get no diamond skin though, so you gotta keep working.
Oh no.
Head to bed, have some fun fishing. Appreciate it. Have a good night.
Dude, I have another eel. I'm about to just drop him back in the sea. I don't want him. Bro's gonna be all floppy.
Oh, this pussy. This pussy. What a pussy.
Made the corner now, boy.
What'd he do?
All right, buddy.
Give me Swedish.
Hi, Grim. Thanks for chilling. Damn.
Oh,
Dude,
no, Judas.
We're
Survival.
all dead. We're all dead.
You're the only one.
Let it go. Let it go.
I let it go, but it's still coming at my ass.
Hey, yo.
Don't die that tuna. Don't die that tuna.
Thank you, sir.
Oh, no.
Okay, okay, you got the house strat going. Okay. Did you
Who just-
blast? Oh, I thought you blasted the dude in the house. I was like,
That's
wait.
what I thought too. I was like, I
Wait,
saw
what
the
the
red
heck?
300.
We should put TNT on the stairs right here because he lands there like 100 times. He's not after me anymore. Oh yeah, yes. Oh Jesus!
Why does he like you so much, bro? That's crazy. Like, no egg.
Dude, I
Maybe
can't
aggro
hit this
somebody until they
fish.
die.
Oh, he's in it! I'm dead.
Oh, he's stuck in the house.
Oh wait, you're an animal. You're an animal. I'm dead.
I got him on my way.
I'm
Oh,
dead.
he's out.
Thank you.
Got you.
There's somebody's gold sniper. Oh God.
Not yours.
Yeah, well, it definitely was not mine. Can confirm.
Why me?
That's what I mean. Like, I don't understand, man.
Oh, there's two of us dead. Oh no. Oh no.
I'm dead in the fish shack.
Yeah. Jay's got you. It looks like.
Thank you.
Oh, why did I come in here? Now we're all dead, bro.
All three of you are in the. I just killed somebody. I'm so sorry. Help!
Wait, he
Pick us
can't
up.
get me.
Yeah, come get us. Right.
How am I? Jay, stand by here.
Classic.
Lit up.
Yeah, don't walk in front of the
crossfire
door.
is,
Oh, I'm dead. Oh, he made it back. He made it back. I'm dead. I'm dead. Don't shoot me. Revive me. I'm dead. Why
bro,
me?
he's
You're
just so
standing
horny for
fucking
you, dude.
beside me.
Oh, he
he's
got
dead.
me too.
Oh, he's stuck. He's stuck.
He's close. Yeah, you guys can just finish him off.
Trick shot him.
I tried.
Hold on.
He's
hold
one
on.
shot. No scope him.
Oh, I can't hit
Nice.
him. Well,
Oh, you got a headshot out of it. 345. Nice.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, let me go fry up. Which one's worth more? So it's okay. I'll fry up the one that's worth more.
Nice fishing rod is in the water
Yeah,
right
that's
there.
mine. That was the TNT blast.
Quick
Who would do
5K
that?
coming in. Okay, I can't feed her the tuna. Please take the goddamn tuna. Okay, there we go.
Everyone have all the
Oh my
upgrades now?
goodness.
Yes. I think I am chilling.
Wait, I think I need to eat that one.
You eat this bit?
Yeah.
I'm gonna leave my food
A
over
little
here.
smooch.
Big money. Wait, where's my fucking
nice.
SMG at? It's gotta be in the house.
Oh wait, I'll sell that. This one's worth like 1K. I'll sell it actually, and then I'll eat something else. Some
Uh-oh.
mushrooms. There's so much blood
I'm
in the
making-
shack.
There it is. I'm missing an SMG. They might have a suppressed the red dot. SMG.
Nice.
Just got my
Fine.
cow. Did it get sent?
Add to it.
There were some dots out in the.
There's a couple cod and pike up here
Yeah, it's
chilling in the
That's my
corner.
my food storage.
Can seagulls not grab?
No, when it's inside the buildings now.
Wait, was it in? Was it in the building I saw when we died?
It was, yeah.
'Cause I thought it was on the counter. I wonder if it. Oh, is it on the roof? Yeah, it's on the roof.
Is that it on
Or is
the
that
roof?
or is that a seagull?
I'm about to go take a pee, and then when I come
That's a
back, I'll
seagull.
drop the tuna in the middle.
Yo,
Guys,
where's
let
my
me start-
fucking...
How many,
I can't find my gun, bro.
We're about to get M4s, bro. You don't even need it. Trust me. You'll be fine. It's nothing compared to the M4.
I've been getting scammed on the gambas.
What are you fishing for, Sudesh?
Motherfucker.
What are you fishing for? What are you trying to get?
What are you pushing me up for? Trying to get a gamba. Well, everybody's kitting up. The lures I got
I'm not
left.
kidding. I'm the only one throwing dynamites in the middle. You can help me instead.
Wait, so what do you? How do you right click it when you reel it in? Like when it almost gets close?
For what?
The scamba gamba.
To get.
Is it-
No,
that's-
just keep every time you capture something. It's not a gamba fish. You just right click it.
Bro, we're gonna break the
And then-
fucking game.
Trust, dude. Trust.
This is anything like Minecraft. Game's broken.
Trust.
Are we ready for the tuna, or should we gain more monies?
Not yet. We're making the bigger pile.
Should I put the tuna right on the pile, like when you're
Not
done?
yet. Not. Yeah.
Yeah.
But don't drop it now, because then the burb will come.
And so the idea is that we put the tuna on top, the bird swoops down and grabs it, and as it grabs it, we shoot it and crash all of our games.
Yes.
Yes.
That
Sounds
is-
good to
that
me.
is to a T.
But also
If
crash
there's
the game
enough?
of the bird. Yeah, we could try this. Let me go get my guns. Left them up there. Oh no, we got another
Oh
tuna.
Okay,
no.
well-
I guess this is why you didn't want us fishing, huh?
Wait, we can. Yeah, that's my fault. We can just let them go to the time.
Can we drop the tuna in the middle and spawn the boss? That way
Right
we can
now?
just-
Oh, like right now?
Yeah. We'll probably
Would he
one
go-
shot it, or we can just keep the fish or the tuna away from it.
I think just make sure that let's kill this tuna. And
As
then
long as
we'll do it.
he's horny for me in here, I should be alright.
Yeah, just stay in there. Don't die.
Yeah.
Oh, if I shoot it to the face, I do 360.
Yeah,
Headshots
headshots are more damage.
Wow.
Oh, he's getting melted.
Yeah,
Jay,
yeah,
Yeah,
it's
no, we're
working.
fucking owning him.
Yeah, don't move.
Yo, Skadoosh, we do 360s off this shit at the end.
Okay, okay. Uh-oh.
Oh,
Jay's
Jay
dead.
might be dead.
No,
He's stuck in the house.
Oh, I'm out.
Hold on, get him low.
Oh.
Get him low, but don't kill. All right,
Here, here.
360.
I am so sorry.
Oh my!
I quick scoped him, but it didn't count. Jay, what the hell?
You got a 360
Yeah,
no
don't worry.
scope him.
I got payback for the tuna. Oh,
Do I put him on green?
You ain't no bitch.
Or black? Do I just do black?
Hit him black. Yeah, might as well. Get the
Black-
1x.
black
Get the
thing.
1x. Get the.
He's worth $5,000. So
Yeah,
Hit a green, hit a green,
absolutely.
hit a green, hit a green. Trust, hit a green.
what are we doing? What are we doing?
What the fuck?
He hit a green. Come on, baby.
Come on,
baby.
come on.
Oh,
The whole house is rents on
open
this.
the- Hold on.
Oh.
Oh. All right, spawn the other one.
It's all Jay's fault.
Drop the
Wait, hold on.
tuna.
Wait. Can I get full food real quick? Should we all get full food real quick?
I don't know
Yeah.
if we're gonna need it. Well, maybe.
No, we're just gonna one shot him.
actually. Oh yeah. This is true. Yeah. I'll drop the. Are you guys ready?
Yeah.
Tuna
Let's
going
start-
down in 3, 2, 1. Guys, I don't think it worked.
Wow.
Unfortunate.
I'm gonna keep it one. I'm gonna keep it a buck. I
There's
don't
a
think
good
it
chance.
worked.
There's a good chance they patched it because I've seen it work.
Oh, that does make
Oh, I
yeah.
forgot he shits on you.
Yeah.
Oh my god, shit's.
Yeah, the other seagulls I think shit on you too.
It's shitting.
I like that the red dot you can see through the walls though. With the red, like, you know, indicator. Ooh, 450.
Yeah.
Oh, he's swooping.
Thought about it.
Can I shoot through the windows? I feel like I tested this yesterday
I
and I
don't
couldn't.
think so.
Oh, I'm hurt.
Dude, he's gotta go.
Oh,
I'm dead.
actually?
Where are you? Here, I got you.
I'm on the stairs. Thank you.
It's swooping.
I just tried to crouch slide into the house.
We're doing 450 with a headshot. That's crazy. Okay. I'm dead.
Here, I got
I'm
you,
in the
baby.
shack.
I'm coming. I picked up your sniper in accident. Here, I'll drop it.
Sir.
Oh,
Did you drop
Mr.
it?
Brown. Yeah, I did. It's on the ground.
It did not be on the ground for me.
Oh, he got me. I'm
got
halfway in the fucking owls. I'm in the fishing shack.
I dropped it. Where? Here, I gotta go get him real quick. I dropped
I'll
it.
find it. Oh yeah, it's up. It's on the roof. It's
Oh,
on the
bro,
roof.
you are
I got
dead in
it.
the funniest position.
Thank you.
You were just it.
Nice.
Sell the meat chunks. I saw what you did to our friend.
I'm birded.
Oh, dude, I'm bugging.
I'm birded. I'm birded. I'm birded. I'm birded. Thank you.
Chilling over there. Oh, I'm back. Oh, good. I'm good.
No! I'm so far.
Well, maybe you should have thought of your consequences.
Thank you.
Got
Here's
you.
food for you here. This thing can fill you up to the full.
It's worth so much though.
Yeah, it's worth 1,000. All the fish we're about to get in this next island are gonna be way more. Which we don't have the big engines. Yes, we do.
Oh, Mr. Brown. Oh. Bro just took the meat chunk from me.
Mine here. Cooked it to perfection for you.
Sell it. Quick 1500. Oh, snapper. Kill that motherfucker.
Drippy.
Let's go on to the next time. Do we turn in whatever we needed to?
Don't we have to turn in? Where's the bird?
His head.
I have his head.
really?
It's on the roulette
Yeah.
table.
Oh, do not gamble that. Do not gamble that. So I just
Alright,
bet
let's
the
go.
head on green.
To the next island.
Where the boat? Oh, there's the boat. Getting a boat.
Who driving his bus?
I'm driving a boat. Is it the purple island we gotta go to now, right?
Holy shit! Watch out! Oh!
Oh, this is not good, boys.
I'm just throwing hands.
Fish are gone.
Oh, it was 4.2x too. Damn.
Okay,
so the first 5 things we catch, we just gotta give to this guy.
it's the little ones. It's not anything. It's the little dwarf.
No, you can give
Alright,
them
I
beer. You can give them beer for $12.
Yeah, you can give him anything.
Really?
Mhm.
Unless they fix that in the update.
Maybe, yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, I'm just giving him beer.
Yeah.
Don't forget the extra inventory slot.
Oh,
I need somebody to catch something so I can buy a new lure.
I got something here. Hold on.
Yeah, just-
Okay, well I caught something and this thing is fucking me sideways, Riley Reid style, so I need help.
Go.
Thank you.
I got him. I got his ass.
Oh, good luck.
Oh, yep. That's a thing. Get in the fucking volcano. Get in it. Yeah. Wait, I've shot this thing so many times. Okay, I got it. Jake, can I keep it a Jake, can I keep it a buck with you? I waited for you to walk in front of my crosshair.
It's all good.
Yo, that one's on me. Have you guys seen the guy on TikTok who he purposely will embarrass his girlfriend in public? And God, it's like Live Laugh Loy or something is his shit. And he'll be like in public. Dude lives in Ohio, and they'll have.
I got a fancy. I got a game. I got a game. I got
just randomly be like, "Don't worry, babe, it's on me," and they'll like hold the phone up while they're in like a coffee shop, dude.
The blobfish with the he got on a bow tie.
That's my drippy.
Ooh, got a white AK. White
Thank
AK.
you.
Not bad. Not bad.
That my dog. That my drippy. Oh fuck! I fell off the volcano. God damn it.
Good shot.
Ow, dude, my ass. What the fuck?
Just want to make sure I still had it. You know.
No, that's fair. That's fair. I'm definitely flailing around on this. Oh, I'm gone. I'm seagulled. My sniper is up on the hill.
No way. I'm dead in the boat.
Dude, I'm putting. Oh, this is such a terrible time to respawn me, dude. I was putting my hair up. Fuck, fuck. I'm dead again.
Drowned again.
Dude, fuck.
In the boat, legit.
I know, I'm fighting for my life right now.
Yeah, he got two. He had two fishies
Don't
on
worry, I
him.
got you.
What you doing down here, silly?
Thank you. Hello.
Nice.
Got the fish.
Well, I'm not a fish.
No, he was hurt.
Well, I didn't even shoot you. I revived you.
I know, I shot the closest person to it, I can't lie.
Don't worry, boys. I got
360, wait, the eel is so easy at 360, let's go.
Don't worry.
Got him.
Oh, hand cooked on.
6K.
Sheesh.
10K.
Oh wow.
Dude, the little fish is worth so much if you just shoot it once in the face.
Yeah, with the sniper.
Mhm.
We got like 17K for that one.
I need the laser sight, and then I already have that.
Oh my god, he
Spending all
just
of our money on a buff.
Oh my god.
He be cooking, he be cooking.
I
Okay,
threw
that actually was not me. That fish just owned the both of us.
I'm dead again. You dropped me in the fire, you piece of shit.
I'm birded.
You're all
Oh no.
dead, dude.
Oh.
You drew me by grabbing your gun.
I think this, yeah, this one was mine. This fishing rod was mine. Wait, whose AR is this? I dropped it.
Mine.
I was missing my sniper.
Oh, you spent
It's not my
20K on
sniper.
the AR?
Hell yeah, I caught an 18K fish.
Someone has my
I mean, that,
sniper.
yeah, okay, that's fair.
Another
Oh,
sniper.
is it the one with
mine's only
the
200,
scope on it?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, yeah. Where is this one mine then? It's deep fried, yeah. Shit, okay. I feel like it's not ideal for all four of us to be fishing at the same time.
Oh, it is. It's great.
This gets
Stonks.
mad at.
Oh, you know, fuck these guys
so
though.
quick. Oh, ooh, I had to reload. This is not good.
At least if you cook the snails, they're full food.
Yeah, the snails are really good.
Or most like 3/4 food.
I got an eel. Big money. No, get back over here.
I think the oarfish is the only thing on this island that doesn't attack you, right?
Yeah.
Oh. 8x eel. Let's go. Big money. Big money. Boom. First one to the AR on the table gets it.
No scope headshot. The blobfish. What's it worth? Yeah, 4K? Okay, yeah, take that. Would y'all be mad if I said a white boy definitely took the AR?
Expect nothing less.
Only reason I got it is for when we get those fucking boss fish out of this thing.
Oh, dude.
Holy shit!
Oh, I got the oarfish. Help.
360 no scope him. He's 20k if you 360 no scope him.
Someone who's better at the game has to do this for me. I just killed someone's stonefish.
I hit him. Hit him again.
I killed you instead of the fish.
You gotta pull them out.
With a 360 no scope.
Yeah, I don't know how low he was. You can hit him at least once before you can have to start.
Forgot when you start shooting them off our rods. Also a free headshot. 360. Oh, nice shot.
A last bullet bonus, but
Perfect. We get them off your rod, legit. Oh,
I might have just spent all of our money. You know, it's upgrading me over.
Dude, nothing's hitting there. What the fuck? He's not done?
360 them.
Yeah, it should be a lot.
Yeah.
oh, I got a gamba. I got a gamba.
Oh, that one's funny.
Just a blob.
Ow.
Nice.
It's a stonefish, so instead you just got a stone.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Gold, 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 gold. Oh. Purple boat.
Oh, I got a gamba.
Got an ore if we want to try the 360 no scope again.
Look at this fucking dickhead fish.
Should be 1 360 no scope away. We've hit it enough times.
Got him.
It's 8. Okay. He is worth 14k.
Nice. We haven't caught any of the little guys yet. I got another
well,
oarfish. You want to
there
try
goes
another?
all of them. 14k.
I needed to buy an arrow. I don't know. Alright, not 316.
Oh, I got an eel too.
Okay, I did it.
Nice. Hell yeah.
6x. He's worth 7k.
Nice.
Oh, I got a fucking blob, dude. Someone's getting
11K.
yeah, someone's getting attacked by the blob.
Headshot him.
Nice.
At least no scope done. 180 no scope.
Eel. Taking him back.
Double eel.
No scope.
Hit him twice again when we start.
Oh.
Oh my god, dude, that guy was so close.
If he didn't jump, dude. I hit him.
Where's he going? Okay, maybe just kill
Got
him.
him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Impressive 360 endangered species, point blank, and finally.
We're rich. And now we're broke.
And now we're rich.
Bring him here, Jay.
Oh, I got a rare fish. Gamble.
He already cooked himself. Perfect.
Ow, ow. Where did he go?
Oh, I got a fucking dickhead. Shoot him, shoot him, shoot him. Nice. Nice. Gangbanged.
Gamble, 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 gamble. I didn't get anything good. That's actually so ass.
I got
Oh,
Oregon.
nice. Throw him. Yeah, throw him far. Nice. Ooh, hit him in the air. Hit him one more time, and then start. Okay, okay.
I just
not
tried to
start-
scroll wheel jump.
Oh, you're dead.
You. Got him.
Nice. Bang! Epic eagle ray as well. Holy shit. That's the first time I've seen an epic get caught in a hot minute. Fishing's been
3-star for
scamba.
200 gold is a scam.
I know. I wish I could edit all of that. I mean, I can if I do like a custom thing, but
Fuck. Oh, fuck. This dude sucks as soon as he comes off your hook.
Oh, what the fuck is this guy? The tiniest
probably
fucking
the
thing.
oh yeah, that's the one.
Get
of
a
the
headshot on
thing.
him.
Yeah, if you get a headshot, it's worth like 14k. Gotta like aim your laser pointer above him. I've only bought one lure this whole time.
Man's been spending all the money but not getting it.
Hey,
I'm
I've
just
been
kidding.
fishing. Oh wait, I got a little guy. Got him.
I
How much
threw
is he
some
worth?
eat
Oh,
fish
it's only
up there.
6k. I didn't headshot him.
Oh, we got an oarfish. Oh fuck! I didn't make it.
I also have an oarfish.
Oh god, he's gonna get away. He got away.
Okay, yeah, 360 this one now.
360, no scope.
Oh, I hit it, but
17k for this
Nice.
oarfish. Let's go, baby.
yeah, 13k. All right, putting this one on the gamble table. Green or black?
Black. It's hit black every time.
It's green.
It's a black.
Hit black.
You're welcome. I'm getting pieced up by my. I got him. Can you gamble this guy? Oh, he's not worth much.
Dude, I still have the same lure. There's no way. I've only bought one lure since we got here, dude.
I do have the chum bucket whenever you guys are all maxed out and ready.
Someone just spent a shit ton of money. Ow. I 360 no scope a blobfish. Let's see how much it's worth. 11k for a blobfish if you 360 no scope him. Interesting.
$500. Oh goddamn. Oh, that's the max sniper 500, isn't it?
Yeah.
I
my
caught
God.
a good fish, gamble fish. Oh, it's
I
a
got it.
oh,
Look,
bro. It's a gamble like a little fish.
same. I got the same one. Look
One
at
shot,
it.
one kill.
It is glowing.
How much is it worth? It's only 6k. Yeah, I'm just gonna gamble him.
Wait, watch out, watch out, watch out.
Yo, 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 stop! I got the gamble fish!
Did I get something good?
I don't know, I didn't see, I just threw my fish in.
I'm dead. We got 2 dead.
Ooh, I got
Okay,
a
we're
gold
good.
sniper, but I can't use it because my sniper's deep fried. Yo, Jay, where you at?
On trick shots. Oh, collided! My sniper got super fried.
I didn't think you could do that in this game. Ow, my ass.
Wait, did you actually collab both of us, or did you guys each kill one of us?
I feel like we each killed you.
I
'cause
died in the lava, I think.
I was
Oh,
gonna say,
okay.
I don't think you can collat in this game. We tested it yesterday. Unless they, like, made that, like, a patch thingy. I'm just looking for food right now. I think the next thing I catch, I'm gonna eat real quick. Oh, there's seagull.
Damn, my M4 matches me now.
Sheesh.
Well, this is 13k. You landed right at my feet.
Here, there's a snail right here. Come here.
Thank you.
Oh, dude, I have not upgraded anything about this M4. I just realized that. Oh, dude, my ass. I need help. Never mind, I killed it.
Really want it? Okay.
Ooh, 750 heady. Yeah, where is it? Lost.
Okay, give me a second. I gotta get a good catch. I need to put like a suppressor and a red dot on my M4.
Dude, this stonefish is so annoying.
Ow!
You guys want to do the boss or not yet?
I'm down. I'm pretty close.
Yeah, I'm down.
Yeah, I'm down whenever. I got the. I think
Close to
my guns are
max.
upgraded enough. Wait, actually, wait. I don't have the suppressor yet. I
Wait,
need
y'all want
8K.
some food?
I need 8K.
Yo, what up, Held Fungus? It's pretty
Oh,
good,
we
but if
already
you don't
got
want
the
any
boss. We got
spoilers,
the
look
boss.
the other way. We're at the end. This is like the end of the game, so.
WJ.
Did you see you, little fella?
Oh my god, this thing saved my ass.
Spoiler alert,
750
you
heady.
fish.
Yeah.
Spoiler, big spoiler.
I'm actually showing you how to fish right now, to be fair.
True, true,
To be
true.
fair, this is how you fish.
Let's ball
In
ball,
America,
dude.
at least.
Fishing, bro.
Yo,
Oh!
something in the middle of this. I need a suppressor so bad.
Oh yeah, suppressor.
Yeah, our suppressor's 1 fish. That ain't my problem.
Bro,
Yeah.
okay, well then y'all deal with him.
I just killed a seagull who tried to steal our fish. I didn't even see him
Yo.
there.
Y'all, good luck on that. I'm getting a fish.
I mean, with 4 of us,
Hey
I
yo,
feel
someone
like
get
it's
this whale
almost
away from
bullying.
me because I'm fishing right now. Hey yo, someone get this whale away from me. 'Cause
Oh, he just body slammed me. Thank you.
I'm dead in the water. Dude.
I'm coming. Oh, you got him. Oh,
Yeah.
watch out.
Oh! Randy Orton! I don't
Oh my
know.
god, dude, someone just died while they were trying to revive
Oh, I'm
me.
dead as well.
Oh my
in the
god, I just
lava.
got sniped. That was not the whale. Who just
Thank you.
sniped me?
We got 360 no scope, dude. He deserved it.
Just trying to get that AK. I need that suppressor.
Hit it.
You're strong, dude. Press F and look at how much that thing
hit it.
weighs.
Oh my god! Look how far I can toss it. Whee!
This game is 100% worth the $5. I will say that it is 100% worth the $5.
Okay, I got a little.
You can put him on green.
Yes. Yes. Send it. Send it.
No. Sell it.
No, it doesn't even say how much it's worth.
Go black. Go black.
Okay, we need 500 more.
I
How
say
much
we
is
just.
it worth?
We're gonna find out.
You can't see.
Are
Is there
you
a way we
selling
can
the
see the
whale?
number? Oh, it's only 13K. Nah, that ain't worth.
You're
It is
selling the whale.
26K. Put on black. Put on black. Put on black.
Yeah, but what's 13 times 35?
Hmm.
Hang on.
He may be doing the thing.
Oh, what? Hold on. Okay, okay.
Did you fall or did you let the thing fall? Oh.
We're good.
I think there's a game.
Oh my god, look how fucking strong I am.
You think you think jump peeking me? Oh fuck. Oh fuck.
He's going for a swim, guys.
Oh.
He's global elite, dude.
Holy shit! I actually threw you so far.
Damn.
You may be dead.
No. Trust. I'm alive. I might be dead. I might be. Oh no, I'm alive. I'm dead.
I'm alive. I'm dead again. I'm alive again. I'm dead again.
Jet,
let's get this-
revive me.
Ooh, free sniper.
Jet revive me.
There's no way you just picked up my own sniper and killed me.
Sell
with
it.
him.
Make money.
Hold on. Look at this trick shot. Hold on, my. Hold on. Ooh. Yeah. Now I'm done. All right. That was
all of my guns are just laying on the ground right there. By the way, I'm.
That means you pulled out your other gun to shoot him. That's all I'm saying. That's proof, bro. It's proof he was going for revenge.
Thanks, homie. Thanks.
I tried. It disappeared. Here, I got
No,
your.
it's all-
Get back.
It's all good. I got a snail. I got a snail.
What's up, square up, homie? What's up? You ain't seen moves like these before. Okay, that's cheating. All right.
Everybody look up and prepare yourselves.
He's making a sacrifice.
I just saw two people point their guns at me.
Good luck
Wait, are you
to
making
you,
a
sir.
sacrifice?
Shoot him. Just kidding. No.
Imagine.
Yeah,
Wait,
shoot me up here, see what happens.
Give me 1 second because I also have no health. Let me
you
is
go.
there any snails? Oh.
Yeah, there's one right here in the lava in front of you. There you go. And there's another one right here.
Are you beating its ass? Yo, dude, you're beating my ass.
Everyone gets a piece. Nobody's safe.
Throw it
Alrighty.
in. Throw it in.
Uh-oh. Oh, it came down the hill already. Stay up there.
Oh. Oh, not the lava.
Yo, I think it's aggroed on me and I'm really scared. Yeah, it definitely is aggroed on me.
Wait for me, bro. What are you doing? For every man for themselves.
I'm dead.
no, it's all good.
I'm good.
You actually?
No, I'm good. I'm good. Oh, he's coming for me now.
Dude, you and the bosses, man. It's like you got like boss lure.
I'm dead. I'm actually dead. Halfway up the mountain.
That was a one.
Wait,
I'm
I
trying to
can't
come
hit
down.
him. Wait. Why can't I hit him while he's doing this?
Yeah, I couldn't do it.
Oh, he's barrel rolling towards me.
I'm dead.
I'm dead too.
I
No
died.
way.
I died. You gotta revive one of us. We're still alive.
I'm
On your right,
up
to
the
your right,
mountain.
to your right, behind you, right behind you.
No, we chill.
Oh, brother. He's getting taken by a seagull.
Ooh.
He's gonna take. He got took by a seagull. He got took by a seagull. Spence, come back down. Come back down. Spence.
Bro, get somebody up.
I don't know. Where?
I'm by the lava.
Orange dots
By
to
the
your
lava
left.
pit.
Orange dots.
Left, orange dot.
Right behind you. Right behind you. Right behind you. Go.
Running
Just
over
do it.
him.
Yeah, you're good. You're good.
Now we good.
I'm dead instantly.
Oh, well, that's not good.
I'm in the same spot basically. He's by the tent. Go past the tent towards the water. Next to our boat.
Yep. I see the dots.
Shoot the bird. I'm above you.
Okay, let me get the guys who are on the ground first.
I'm dead instantly.
I killed him. I killed
On
him.
top of lava.
I'm coming. I'll go for the rods. You go for him.
I'm up.
Good clutch. Even in the panic, we're good.
Oh, Jay, I just shot you a couple times. I'm not gonna lie.
Uh-oh, I'm coming down. He's dead.
Sploosh. Too easy.
Jump. Oh, my ass. I'm in the love.
That's for not reviving me first.
Put it on green. Hold on. I drew it again, but nice.
Oh, big money. Bro, I hate it when they spin the same direction.
Dude, it's only been black this whole session, by the way.
Rigged session.
For real.
Out of context, that sounds so bad.
What do you mean? Look how white this guy is. Big money. Watch it hit the green now, bro. I'd ult
Wait, yo,
F4.
let's bet these 2 meat chunks that I have.
Bang!
I told
Too
you.
easy.
Just printing money over here, dude.
Come on. Oh, it's got a shot.
I'm
Oh,
dropping the meat chunks on. Okay, well, there's still 1 meat chunk on my body. Yo! Hang on, 1 more meat
It's
chunk.
gonna be black.
Come on.
Yo, who just... Oh.
Oh my god, so close.
Dude.
This isn't my sniper.
Okay, don't worry, Jay. Oh,
Sorry,
Took
what
out the
were you
two
saying?
I got birded. Nice shot.
Alright. Revive me, let's finish this beach.
Yes.
Let's do it.
Let's go home,
someone take my
fellas.
burnt... Did someone take my burnt snipe? Damn it. I would have
Alright,
gotten
we
away
can go, I
with
got
it too.
Oh,
There's
sorry.
one more. There's 1 more dead. There's 1 more dead. Oh man. The human.
All right, everyone's getting on the boat. We're leaving. Get on the boat. Get on the boat.
Thank you.
I got a
Me
triple
after
kill.
usually after an afternoon of drinking on the boat. Look at you just laying there. Oh, no, never mind. It's just a pose. I thought you were actually dead. That's so funny. Good
It's
game.
literally just two guys. Wow.
Yeah.
You're right.
It's two dudes.
That's crazy.
GG's, boys. That was fun.
Yeah,
GG's.
GG's. It was mad fun. Holy fuck, it's midnight. Oh my god, that was way longer than I actually expected to play.
Wait, why did I just like respawn in the water?
Dude, that game is actually so addicting.
Yeah.
It's good.
It's pretty
It's
So
good.
fun. They did a great job. I think
Pretty
once
good,
they like add more islands, more guns.
Dude, when more islands is
The
gonna be
ability to
lit.
see all your skins that you have.
Yeah, and hopefully no more repeating skins. Let me fix that shit.
All right. GG's, fellas.
That's probably GG's. GG's.
Thanks for playing. Thanks for
GG's.
chilling. Have a good night.
Yeah, yeah.
Good night, guys.
Dude, holy late. I didn't realize 6 hour. Hey, we'll take a 6 hour stream, but holy shit, I did not expect it to go that long. So, thanks for chilling. Thanks for hanging out. Yo, GG's, Mr. Skadoosh. Mad fun, sir. That game's a lot of fun. It's pretty chill. I'm excited to see what they do with it on updates, for sure. Just a carp scammed. You need better bait.